Hey guys, this is John here in Los Angeles with the Alpha Channel update for Friday, August 16th, 2024. We're going to do the cards first. This is the Yggdrasil deck. Here's the book. Here's the box, I'm sorry. And here's the book. Bifrost. Today's card is Balder. And at first I thought that these weren't inked, but they are. And then I thought maybe they weren't lit, but they are. I don't know what about these cards makes it look flatter than they should. I know with color you could get it to pop more, but there's an owl on his shoulder and the woods in the background. They really are beautiful. I do like the black and white art. And we also have God Country number 4. I have 2 copies of this. Both of these. And today we're going to read this one. I read it already, so I already know what happened. And I'm just going to spoil it for you guys who are listening and talk about what I think this represents in literature. So here we have Emmett Quinlan in Hell, which is a ugly mirrored version of West Texas Plains. And he's talking to the sword, and the sword is telling him what to expect and what he's going to find. Meanwhile, back in real West Texas, it's night out, so it actually is a little bit like hell. And the undead are now assaulting the home with Roy and little Dina's mom. I think her name is Sarah. I'm not sure. So here is Emmett Quinlan breaking into the house that represents the King of Hell's domain. And this is Belgrim. So he just renamed all the Greek gods, right? Like Zeus and Ares and Hades. And this would be the Orpheus, sort of a version of the Orpheus myth, where he's going to get his granddaughter instead of his wife, Eurydice. It's not bad for that. Although there was a moment where they had this opportunity, so now he shows him, Belgrim shows Emmett his dead wife Elizabeth, and they have this moment where Emmett gets distracted and sets down the sword. Not yet, I guess. But this is very much the Eurydice sort of storyline, and he has to surrender something. And Emmett's old, and he has Alzheimer's, and this could be where he makes a deal with death not to oppose him and to trade his life for the little girl and the sword and send the little girl with the sword back up to the surface. And he stays down there with his wife, Elizabeth. Although that would rob us of 2 more issues, which are in the mail. They should be here about this time next week. So maybe next Saturday and Sunday we'll have 5 and 6. I think tomorrow we'll do the rest of Wolverine because I only did the first one. I also have like 5 Punishers. So here the sword Valifax is sort of talking smack and depleting Belgrim of energy. He also, like Belgrim's undead zombies are attacking the house, and they're just about to get through and kill Roy and his wife, whatever her name is, I don't remember. But they're just about to kill them, and see here they disappear and vanish because Valifax banishes them in the demon realm, and Emmett loses his wife. Which is sadder, but in this way, Emmett also kills Belgrim, which, see, it would have been better to have him make this trade and to have told him that he needs to escort her back to the surface and that he would bring the sword back to him. He says, I'll tell you what, you let me take her back to the surface, I'll bring the sword back to you. and then the devil has to trust him. Or send the girl back with the sword and he loses the sword. Now, so that's like, what do you do? And then when he gets back to the surface, have Ares and Zeus show up, and Belgrim or Hades show up, and all fight for the sword at the same time. Which is basically what happens. He says, all right, I'm ready. Let's do this. And so now the Thunder and the Twister comes back. Should wreck his house again. This is the cover, I guess, for the next one. Here's some ads. Come and take it. That was the line that he said to Aristus when he said, I want my sword back. My father wants the sword back. He said, come and take it. So he's gonna. So, yeah, I don't know. That's good enough for me. Tonight's episode is brought to you by Legacy of a Mad Scientist, in which Ashley Fox and her younger brother Jeffrey go on the run from corrupt government agents who want to seize her father's property, her inheritance to her legacy. That's free as an audiobook here, free as an ebook on Smashwords. You can buy the paperback from Amazon.com. I think it's $1 as an ebook on Amazon if you want it for your Kindle. We also have Legend of Ashley Fox, where she and Jeffrey are now in an orphanage. And they have to unite the gangs against a group of serial killers who run the place and prey on the children. Also free as an audiobook here on YouTube, Smashwords, and you could buy it at Amazon.com. And we also have a PDF of this comic book here in the description, Ashley Fox Last Valkyrie, where she is a ninja babysitter rescuing kids from Pizzagate criminals and sorcerers. And in terms of what's going on in the world, I've seen a lot of drama this past week. I saw a few things that were really disturbing. You know, in all the news, there's all this talk about white racism, but we're not out stabbing people. We're not out shooting people. We're not out stabbing children. We're not out shooting children. In this country, we don't get Muslim stabbing attacks. We get black guys randomly stabbing white guys, randomly shooting white children. So, in terms of groups, you know, I was watching someone else that was talking about you have to recognize yourself in a group, you have to recognize groups, you have to acknowledge groups, but you also have to acknowledge individuals. And that's a way for groups to demand resources and individuals to avoid answering for the behavior of the individuals in those groups. The groups want the resources as a group, but they don't want group punishment. They don't want collective they want collective guilt for white people, and they want collective bargaining for themselves. And it seems that the people who run these groups are always corrupt and taking most of the cash, and nothing ever changes. So, I don't know. What do I need to say about all that? I want to do comics. I'm having a great time. I think I've reached 65 pages or something like that. So, it's been a productive couple days for me. Drawing is going really well. I wish I could draw as fast as I could write, but they can't make TV shows as fast as they can write either. So, you know, yeah. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.